Jasmine Crockett entered the congressional hearing room with the calm of someone who knew exactly what she was about to do. Elon Musk was already seated, confident as ever, surrounded by stacks of paper, tech diagrams, and legal aids. The hearing was meant to address the role of major tech companies in the digital economy, but the air quickly shifted when Crockett's name was called. People leaned forward. What followed was nothing short of a political thunderstorm. She didn't waste a second with pleasantries. She opened straight to the point. Mr. Musk, your influence is undeniable, but so is your responsibility. Are you prepared to be accountable today, or just admired? Musk smiled, clearly used to being challenged. But perhaps not like this. Jasmine pulled no punches. She began by listing the exact dollar amounts of federal subsidies SpaceX and Tesla had received over the years. You've built an empire partly on taxpayer funds, she said, and yet, you behave like accountability is optional. Elon interrupted, claiming that every cent was well used to advance innovation. But Jasmine wasn't buying it. Innovation without oversight isn't leadership, it's gambling with public trust. She fired back, refusing to let the narrative slip away. Her tone was firm, unshaken, and packed with facts. She then held up documents, leaked internal memos, government reports, even email chains that highlighted Tesla's labor issues and past investigations. Elon tensed slightly, trying to laugh it off, saying she was cherry-picking. But Crockett stayed on point. If you call accountability cherry-picking, then the orchard must be full of problems, she said coolly. Her prepared lines were sharp, not rehearsed. They carried weight because they were backed with precision. She wasn't speaking just to Elon, but to everyone watching, at the public, the press, and every executive who thought influence made them untouchable. Shifting gears, Crockett dove into the content regulation controversy on X. She read out posts filled with misinformation and hate speech, asking Musk, "Are you proud of this platform?" Elon replied with a lecture on free speech, but Jasmine interrupted, "Speech has consequences, especially when lives are endangered by false information." She displayed receipts of specific posts that stayed live for weeks despite mass reporting. Elon tried to distance himself from individual moderation decisions, but Jasmine wouldn't let go. Leadership means owning what you enable. Otherwise, you're just a figurehead cashing in, she declared. The gallery was unusually silent. Even the opposing party, who typically offered Musk some breathing room, looked stunned by how cornered he was. Crockett kept pressing, this time pointing to how Musk's companies avoid certain regulations by creating complicated legal loopholes. She called it weaponized complexity, a tactic meant to outwit lawmakers and delay consequences. Elon sighed, tried pivoting to his work with saying the country should be proud. Jasmine didn't flinch. Pride isn't the substitute for accountability, she shot back. This isn't a tech rally, this is Congress. Then came the emotional pivot. Jasmine shared testimonies from factory workers who'd suffered injuries, employees let go for whistleblowing, and engineers pushed past safe limits. She paused after each story, giving space for their words to hang heavy in the air. Elon looked away briefly. "You speak of building the future," she said, "but what future ignores the lives building it?" That landed like a punch. The hearing room remained still, watching Musk for any sort of meaningful reply. But he only muttered something about efficiency and growth pains, which fell flat. Next, she brought up Tesla's impact on the environment, and not the PR version, but the real data. She cited mining practices, energy usage, and international supply chains that rely on underregulated labor. "You sell the dream of sustainability while outsourcing the nightmare," she said. Musk protested that every industry has compromises. "Then let's stop pretending yours is revolutionary when it's just repackaged exploitation," Jasmine snapped. The clip was instantly trending on social media. Millions were already posting about how this was the first time Musk had truly been held to account in a public forum. By this point, the tension was undeniable. Crockett's voice never rose. She didn't need to yell. Her authority came from preparation and moral clarity. She moved to her final point, the myth of Musk as a lone genius. "Your story is built on erasing the teams, the scientists, the public systems that made your success possible," she said. Elon tried to interrupt, But she continued, "You didn't do it alone. You never did. So stop acting like you owe no one an explanation." Her words were less about Elon and more about dismantling the culture of billionaire exceptionalism. 9. The chairman called time, but the room still buzzed. Musk looked visibly shaken, no longer posturing. Crockett had used every second with precision, and even her closing line echoed like a verdict. "You have power, Mr. Musk, but today, you are reminded that you also have limits." Reporters swarmed the hallway. Clips went viral within minutes. Analysts on news panels started saying this hearing would be studied in law and media schools for years. Jasmine Crockett hadn't just questioned a billionaire, she dismantled a public image crafted over a decade. Elon's team tried doing damage control almost immediately. A spokesperson claimed he was ambushed, but that only made things worse. People replayed the footage, and it was clear he was given every chance to respond. He just didn't have answers that could stand up to real scrutiny. Investors took notice. Tesla's stock dipped slightly the next morning. Advertisers on X started quietly pulling back. Behind the scenes, boardrooms buzzed with concern. One public exchange had shown the cracks in a fortress that once looked unshakable. Crockett's impact had moved far beyond Capitol Hill. Pundits began comparing her performance to historical congressional moments, at those rare times when a representative's words shifted public conversation. Some likened it to the tobacco hearings. Others called it a tech reckoning. Jasmine herself remained quiet afterward, not gloating or claiming victory. That silence only elevated her further. It told the world this wasn't a performance, it was a duty. And when asked later by reporters what she thought of the hearing, she simply replied, "I asked what needed asking." The answers were his responsibility. As the week went on, Musk avoided public comment. He cancelled a scheduled live Q&A, citing scheduling conflicts. But behind closed doors, reports said he was furious, not just at Congress, but at himself for being unprepared, for underestimating someone he assumed wouldn't challenge him. Jasmine Crockett, on the other hand, received praise from both sides of the aisle. Even some skeptical of her politics admitted that she had done what few dare to: put facts before celebrity, public interest before popularity. Her profile rose, not because of virality, but because she represented what government should be: fearless and focused. The hearing may have lasted only hours, but its ripples continued for weeks. It exposed the fragility of unchecked power, the hollowness of ego wrapped in success, and the strength of a public servant who did her homework. Jasmine Crockett didn't destroy Elon Musk with insults or outrage. She did it with truth, timing, and a calm sense of justice. That's why the title destroys fits, and not because she attacked, but because she dismantled a carefully constructed illusion. And as the cameras shut off and the tweets flew, one thing became crystal clear: accountability had found a new champion in Congress.